Hello, everybody. Jess Los with the Structural Building Components Association for another weekly update, another busy week, and they're all going to be busy until we get to BCMC, but more on that a little bit later. First and foremost, happy birthday to Miss Molly. Molly is, I think, finally turning 30 years old this year. Anyway, it is her birthday tomorrow, the 12th. If you see her, talk to her, email her, chat with her, however she communicates, if she does it with you, please wish her a happy birthday on Friday. She's real special to this association. We appreciate everything she does. She deserves the happiest of birthdays. So please reach out to her. Beyond that, this week we had the NFC golf outing. I was not able to make it, but Talia went out there to Turf Valley, East Coast, and it sounded like it was a great time. I looked at the registrations, and it was about 130, a little over 130 registrants for either the meeting and or the golf tournament, which is tremendous. I think that's probably a 35% increase over last year, which shows a lot of what's going on with the NFC. There's a lot of growth happening there. There's people that are wanting to engage and participate. We welcome all framers, everybody that wants to get involved, both on the supply side. That is one of the areas we're really focusing on growing. So if you want to get involved with the Framers Council in any way, shape, or form, please reach out. We will make that happen. But definitely golf tournaments are a great way to invigorate the base with that. So that was a lot of fun. It sounded like it was a hot day. Talking with Chris Breedlove, the NFC president, yesterday, it sounded like it was probably in the 90s without the humidity, which sounded like there was some humidity there as well. But sounded like a great golf outing, good meeting, good reception. Sounded like Gene Frogale, the SBCA's president, team one. I think he brought in some ringers, if I remember right. I think he rented out a couple of the Live Tour players, that's just the rumor anyway. I think Live might be renting out some players. I don't know. But no, it sounded like they had a really good time, really good team, and a lot of good golf and a lot of good camaraderie, which is what a lot of association life is about, as well as getting some business done too. Now to the business at hand, BCMC registrations, we are tracking very well. We had a little call-a-thon with our staff this week to welcome our members to BCMC. Some of them are unable to make it, but a lot of them were like, oh yeah, we need to make the reservation. Let's do it right now. So our reservations really spiked this week. Thank you to staff that participated in that. It's a lot of work, cold calling, various people trying to get them to register for that. But we did have quite a few registrations as a result. BCMC is going to be much better off as a result of that. Another thing with BCMC, get your hotel rooms, get them quick. Deadlines are coming up on that, as well as which one is your preference. We've got the Hyatt and we've got the Hilton. A look back, we might be able to release some more rooms depending on how things are going. We should be able to have a room for everybody. Last year was a little tricky. This year, we shouldn't have any overflow, but if you do have a preference between the Hyatt or the Hilton in downtown Columbus, make sure you do that quickly to where you get the one you want. Beyond that, another thing staff had been started working on this week is 2023 is going to be the 40th anniversary of SBCA. Yes, our little association is, I don't know if that's over the hill. Do they still do that? I know my parents' era 40 was kind of over the hill, and I don't know, maybe 40 is the new 30. But SBCA, our little guy here is going to be 40 years old. We're going to be doing a lot of celebratory actions throughout the year next year, culminating probably at BCMC. That's all in the planning phases. So one, if you have any ideas of what you'd like to see, please reach out, talk to me. We're going to be looking at that between now and the end of the year of what we can do. And then also make sure you participate. Put it on your calendars. I know I don't have any dates or anything, but put it in the back of your mind, especially some of you folks that may not have been engaged for a while. We're going to be reaching out to absolutely everybody, trying to get them to join us to celebrate this association from WTCA all the way through to SBCA. A lot of great things have accomplished with this association. We want to make sure that we reflect on that, we celebrate it. We look forward to not only the next 40, but the 80 years of this association having a long-term plan. Speaking of a long-term plan, we are circling in on a facilitator for our strategic planning that will go probably from right after BCMC through the end of the year, maybe into January. It might bleed into that a little bit, but to steer us forward into 2023. There's been some conversations that I've had with the facilitators. Do we do a 3-year plan or do we do a 5-year plan? Do we have a 10-year vision? Those types of things, which is good conversation. It's, I don't think there's a wrong way, but I think there's some things that we can build in with the accountability piece on this year's strategic plan that will drive us forward and make sure that we are going in the right direction, not only in the near term, but in the long term as well. Obviously, if you look at our last strategic plan, 3-year period, a lot changed in there. COVID was a catalyst for a lot of things, management change, all kinds of different changes in that. We'll see what brings, the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years brings for SBCA. So if you want to participate in that in any way, shape, or form, We're going to have a lot of surveys. We're going to have some in-person meetings. We're going to have a lot of Zoom calls. We would welcome the help with that as well. So looking at my list, I think that is about it. A little over my 5-minute goal, which seems to happen. But yeah, thanks for everything. Looking forward to seeing everybody at BCMC. I'm going to be doing some traveling next week at a joint TPI SBCA leadership meeting, which will be a lot of good conversations there. Looking forward to seeing the leadership from our association as well as all the TPI companies. So a lot of good things happening then. And with that, I guess it's time to peaks up, press on, and we will talk to you next week. Goodbye.